Linda Kay Gifford here, and this is Those Nasty Women Talk. And I want to remind you to not be the best bad woman today. I'm going to explain what I mean by that, obviously. The best bad women fall on a bell curve. If you didn't know before, I am live streaming Those Nasty Women. It also is part of finishing my book, actually my next book. I work out my thoughts here and I do better on the fly. I just do. I do a lot of research. I do my ASPE research, and then it seems like I can't record anything if it's just a video. It seems like I have to go live because I know you're there. I know you're there. Prost. So we're surrounded by women, even otherwise kindly nice women that we respect, who are working the patriarchy so hard. We've got basically a bell curve of what I call the best anti-women, women who are working against their own best interests. And on my bell curve that I have created, I see the evangelical from any walk of life, any religion, any super conservative viewpoint. They actually believe that they believe scripture written by men for men, that men are supposed to control us. And they preach that stuff. Many of these women who even vote for people like MTG and Boebert also say women don't belong in politics. Well, maybe at the lower level, but they shouldn't be a president. Women can't be. What if they had PMS? I mean, I'm like, these are the things that make me just resort to my sonic screwdriver, because I'm like, I don't know. I don't have any real answers. So maybe if I just like sit here long enough, it'll come to me. Not coming. It has to wind its way down. It doesn't just go off. Actually, the screwdriver. Very cool, huh? This is my kids who like abandoned it, and I was like, I want a sonic screwdriver. So anyway, the bell curve of the best bad women. The best bad women, they think that they are doing God's work. The ones on the far right side of my personal bell curve of anti-women, women who are anti-women, women who are anti-woman. I just developed this concept today. I'm going to write it down. So I wanted to try it out on you. But think about it. On the other end are just full out. We know the patriarchal society exists. We know they control us. So we're going to work it, and get the most out of it we can. And we don't care if it's at the expense of other women and others. We don't care. That's the other end of the bell curve. So super conservative, evangelical types think they're doing God's work, that men really belong in control. And then the other women know men are in control and they're working it. So TikTok froze. So did I then. Let it catch up. I don't know why it does that. So in the middle of this bell curve fall a whole bunch of us who unknowingly are feeding the system. We're feeding the system that was created by men for men, that in much of the world still allows for the trading of children, daughters specifically, for livestock and the killing of others. That's the reality for a lot of people in the world. And I am not okay with that. I founded CSA Survivor it's changing all the time. I started it to work with reporting to Thorn and getting the word out to people to consult RAIN if they're in trouble and need help, to get them out of trouble. And now we've grown into the Sweet Action Teams, which is just you and your community agreeing that you will report You will report to Thorn, or you will report to Sweet Survivor in the chat box, and we will anonymously report your suspicions for you. It's better to err to, I was going to say caution, but I'm afraid you'll take it wrong. Err to saving a child. No one's life is going to get ruined if they're not doing anything wrong. Now the work is done through cyber research. That's what Thorn does. And Sweet Survivor will get the word to Thorn when you get it to us. But you don't need to do that. You can go straight to Thorn. I'm just saying I'm perfectly willing to add another layer of anonymity there for you. Sweet Survivor added 1,000 new products. 1,000. I am exhausted. You can probably tell. Drinking wine, my first glass, at 4:30 in the afternoon because I'm exhausted from adding products in, over 1,000 new products. I'm like, wow. All from women and community suppliers. I'm so excited to get our suppliers back after the pandemic. So what are we going to do? What are we going to do about stopping the women who support the patriarchal system from destroying our way of life as progressives? I'm so angry, I want to scream and shout, and I'm trying to contain myself. I am shocked. Roe v. Wade overturned? Are you kidding me? A 6-week abortion ban in Florida, doctors afraid to save women's lives. This is all of our fears that we have been talking about, and I have been talking about online for years. They've come true. We lost. We lost this round. So don't be one of the best bad women and join in and do what you have to do to survive in the male world. Take back your power. This is not okay. This is not okay. I love my children, but I'm super, super glad that I had the 2 abortions that I chose to have as a young adult because I did not want a child at that time. My kids know. Someone's like, your kids must hate you, killing their siblings. It's like, no, my kids know they wouldn't be here. My kids know I made a conscious choice to have a child when I wanted to, and that I have an understanding of science that I'm not going to preach to you because it doesn't matter what I think. What matters is that I have the right to think it. What matters is that we lay off of each other's personal decisions and realize that bodily autonomy, and when you're going to have a child, and if you're going to carry a non-viable fetus that's going to kill you until the point it's actually killing you, because that's the law now, before you can save someone's life, they have to actually be in imminent life-threatening danger themselves, which means a person with even a uterine pregnancy has to let it grow to the point that they risk or do have uterine rupture, or they have to escape the state. They have to have the money. So now abortion is controlled by wealthy people and men, and no one's going to quit doing it that can afford it. It's just become another power play. It's become abortion is now a rich man's secret. You know, people who can afford it. So once again, we've stripped away the right to trying to plan a decent life, trying to think of all the people in college. I was once. It's like, I don't want a baby right now. Don't tell me I'm stupid. I used birth control. I'm extremely fertile, evidently, because massive, correct use birth control, I still got pregnant 4 times on. 2 of them are named Sam and Willie. The other 2 were never turned into children because I stopped that process before I would allow it. And that's my goddamn choice. I don't care what you think about it. But I do care that we have to pull together somehow and right the wrongs. We need to reverse this. I do not accept that the future is going backsliding into patriarchal bullshit. I don't. I talked at length, which I think it was the week before last, about just the whole history, back to hominid development, back to, I think I said the off the top of my head, but then I had to support it or not because I said it like out loud on live stream. So then I thought about it. I'm like, was I right or was I wrong when I said that I think that the last time we were in honest relationships, because I'm actually an NLP and I work with people generally where one of the people was sexually assaulted as a child, like myself, and help them work out relationship issues and intimacy issues. Like that's the one-on-one thing that I've spent a lot of time learning about and training for, in addition to my own following and during my own therapy journey. Because it takes a long time to even know that you're victimized in the society. And while it may be easier to spell out to you, I was sexually groomed and assaulted, and you get that, do you understand that you were also taught and brainwashed to a different level to accept a severely patriarchal system? So it's natural, if you look at the course of history, we've had some progress, and now they're trying to strip our rights away again. So that's usually the hiccup in the road before we nail it down. So we have to nail it down now, and we're all going to have to work together to do that. So I thought I was going to be a lot more angry and shouty. That's because I'm half a glass of wine in now, and really don't drink much. It may look like it, but I reserve that for live stream day because it keeps me calm. You won't like me when I'm angry. Ask my exes. So don't be the best bad woman. Yesterday we talked a lot about, yesterday was the beginning again. And I want to recap that of the Essence Spades. The shame is not yours. The first Essence Spades, my program, Survive in Spades, because that's happy and I like to garden and it's a spade. And a spade is also a symbol of luck. And my son, after my sister said she never wanted to speak to me again, and I was very upset, my son, who's in the police academy and a 4-year criminal justice program, he had a spade tattooed on his arm. So I'm getting one too. I'm getting my first tattoo, probably also my last, except my other son said, well, if he's going to get one, then you have to do what I picked. So I'm like, okay. Thankfully, my third son does not want a tattoo or to give me one. But the first one is going to be a spade, just like my son's, because it's unity, it's solidarity. And I'm actually making merchandise now because someone asked for it. We're going to have sweet merchandise and spades merchandise. And the Sweet Shopping Group, please go there because I've been open online right through a pandemic since 2017. I got evicted twice and stayed open for my women artisans who made it through. And we lost a lot of our suppliers during the pandemic. But yay, a lot of them are back. So that's why I've spent the last 3 days now adding in 1,000 new products to the Sweet Shopping Group, which is lovemygender.com and beesfeedus.com. And it's all the same thing, right? And Super Planet, stop using plastic, am I right? Mm-hmm. I love that. My husband came up with that. I wanted Super Planet. What can it stand for? And he immediately goes, stop using plastic, am I right? And I'm like, damn, guy, you're good. And so Super Planet lives. It lives. And you used to know I had Feel Good Fair Trade, which still lives. But it really was my son's. My son dreamed up, actually built my first website for seasonal fair, my mall store. And then the name changed because my partner, an investor, died. Him and his wife died of COVID in December and January of 20 and 21. And so I changed the name to Feel Good Fair Trade when my son thought we should. And he was in a business marketing. Well, now he's got his MBA and he is taking Feel Good Fair Trade, which he, like I said, built the initial site for. And I have rolled all of my ventures into the Sweet Shopping Group. So sipaplanet.com, beastfetus.com. All of these, you don't have to go to any of those .coms. You can just go to Sweet Survivor or Sweet Shopping Group, and they'll go to the same place. Because it's all jam-packed into one site. And I finally moved the products up top. And then it's got book excerpts, a link to my CD, which is free. I'm giving my CD away because I'm recording 3 simultaneously. I'm a songwriter. I actually wrote a song on It's Just the Night, the Del McCurry Band's album that won the Album of the Year a long time ago. And anyway, now I've got so much music that I've got 3 12-song CDs, and there's surplus beyond that. And I keep writing, I keep trying to like chart these and get them recorded, but then I keep writing more. So I'm literally recording 3 simultaneous CDs called, one is Hell Hath No Fury, meaning like a woman scorned. My cover is gonna be toasting my marshmallow over the flames, like outdoors with the sunset. I love to camp in my flannels, my boots, and then I want my artist friend to draw like demons coming out of the flames, like trying to come out, but I'm just going to be happily toasting my marshmallow over the fires of hell, and I'm going to call it Hell Hath No Fury. And I'm going to do another one called Missouri Bluegrass, because I also write a lot of country and bluegrass stuff that hasn't ever been put out there, except the Del McCurry cut one that I cut as more of an acoustic rock thing on a bed for my boots, which I'm giving away. I'm giving it away, and it helps me, and it helps Sweet Survivor if you download it. If you don't like it, you can just like not listen to it, but it's on Spotify and everything else, and I think you might like it. I think you might. I'm not saying I'm the greatest singer, but I have substance. Somebody said that. I'm gonna go with that. I like that. Oh, and the third one is Out of the Box. This is like jazz pieces and reggae pieces and things that just are classical pieces, the other songs. And I'm really excited about it. Giving it away. Please do that. Please go buy something from the Sweet Shopping Group. We have 1,000 new products. And full disclosure, I decided to just ditch the entire feed and reload it, right? And when I did, I didn't check the box that like puts stuff in the right place. So everything came into the store at my cost. And so I've been frantically trying to change all the costs. So you might still find things at a really good deal right now. And I hope you don't, but you might. But definitely check it out. We have a lot of different stuff. Small collections because they're from actual real people. So if you want to support women trying to reclaim our place in America, in American justice, as well as continue to expand human and women's and others' rights to the rest of the world, you could start by supporting women. My store supports women and community artisans. That's why there's such small collections. That reminds me, another woman you can support is Jessica Rigney. This is backwards, but it's called Still Time, a photographic and poetic meditation. Jessica is an amazing artist and multimedia. She's a writer of poetry and essays and a photographer and nature photographer. She does like metal work, just amazing. Her son is a designer for Lego. She raised a kid that designs for Lego. She's a yogi master, which she became after I first knew her. When I first knew her, check this out. A beautiful book, beautiful poetry. And there's another, this is just the addition to the book, which I thought was in here. I'll show it to you later. You should order this. You should order this because Jessica is an actual person. She was the first person to see my son, John, and my son, Sam. She was my doula. She was working on her late, I think John, my oldest son's birth, was the one that she needed to become a certified labor assistant as well. Went on to become a yogi master, all these things. But she also laid out the CD cover of my first CD. Can't say enough about Jessica. And Jessica Rigney, Rigney. you should go and check out her book on Amazon, which I will bring back. That's the addendum photos and poetry book. So the thing we need to do most right now is vote. I mean, I would love to have a vaporizer gun. I've dreamed of a vaporizer gun for years because I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't want to kill anybody. I'm not going to do that thing. But maybe if I could just like create a little rapture and let them go where they want to go sooner with a worldwide vaporizer gun, knowing that this is not going to happen is totally inappropriate and could get me shut down and possibly blacklisted by Homeland Security. I'm going to say we need to vote properly. We need to get the word out, and we need to not accept. Stick with me too, if it's you, and listen to the people who are survivors of the most extreme part. I mean, I'm a survivor of 7 years of childhood sexual grooming and assault, and that's the most extreme end of being just commoditized to the point that no one values you at all. I mean, my parents and everybody did, but they didn't know. But the person who was assailing me, not abusing me, my assaulter, call it assault. The name of my TED Talk that I'm working on it's finished actually, is Call It Assault. I tried a trial run through it. I was reading it and crying the whole way last week. So I'm going to try that again. It's really hard. It's easy to go off the top of your head and just access information. I'm an ASB and I find that very easy. I have like a photographic memory. But I find it really hard to photographically memorize any 3-minute to 10-minute talk. So working on that thing. I'm going to talk to you guys later. Next week we do the P in spades, and that's separating the past from the present. Separating the past from the present, like we talked about yesterday. This is Those Nasty Women, but now I'm crossing back over to Surviving Spades, which is Wednesdays at the same place. That's when I work with you as a neurolinguistic practitioner who has CPT myself, who has developed a program that's in institutional usage and growing bigger. And I want you to help me grow it bigger because it works and it's super simple. Spades, once you know, the shame is not yours. Separate the past from the present. Ask for what you want. Don't just take what's given in life. D in spades is don't wait to feel okay to be okay. E is educate and advocate. And the final S is find your spirit. Those are the things I discovered in writing that I do every day. And so my book turned into a workshop. So it's 2 books and they're a bundle. They're on pre-order now on Amazon. They'll be released on my birthday, September 2nd. I'm really excited about that. And right now it's $9.99 and you get them both. So that's a good deal. I mean, if you're interested, if not, then who cares? What are you here? Why are you here? I hope I can help somebody. I know that many people, including Jessica Rigney, look up her book on Amazon, and many others have showed me strength and power when I was feeling weak. And so do support other women, whether it's me or somebody else. And know that Sweet's Shopping Group, even though it's online, that we buy our products outright from a cooperative who buys them from women artisans and warehouses them. I used to say in Florida, thank God we just got out of Florida. We moved to Ohio. We moved the warehouse out of crazy town and into less crazy town. It's definitely more than a lateral move, I'm saying, to get away from Florida and their politics. So welcome to Ohio. Our cooperative buys outright. So that's why we can ship to you so fast that we're almost as fast as Amazon. I mean, I'm not going to knock on your door tomorrow afternoon, but 3 to 5 days is pretty fast for 100% certified fair trade that you know where it came from. And I can elaborate on that to anyone. If you want to know exactly who made your product and send them a thank you or something, then email me at Linda at Sweet Survivor or Linda Kay at Sweet Survivor. They both work.com, or through the chat box, and I can let you get in touch with any of our artisans because they're actual people, not, I'm not going to name any nationalities, not corporations enslaving people. So I'll talk to you next Wednesday for the P in Spades, separating the past from the present. And that's huge. It's huge. But once you learn to use dissociation for good, not evil, once you realize, everyone's like, oh, you dissociate, that's a problem. It's like, well, you're not going to get rid of it. It's very inherent if you have cPTSD. But you can learn to reprogram your brain to where you only dissociate in ways that are healthy for you and others, instead of in ways that send you down rabbit holes of despair, loneliness, depression, and self-doubt. Don't do that thing. And remember, the shame is never yours. Children and teenagers are children. Women's brains, everyone's brains, grow and form neural connectivity until they're at least 25. So I recommend nobody thinks about getting married until they're around that age, because women are very easy. I should have said this earlier. Women are very easy to be subjugated by men if it starts so young, and it does, that we're marrying our kids off and they're having children when they don't even have neural connectivity formed. So because your brain is still growing, it's going to grow to accommodate. It's going to grow to accommodate being commoditized. It's going to grow to accommodate being gifted to somebody for livestock or traded. It's going to grow to accommodate staying with somebody you can't stand who's abusive because your family won't let you get out of it. So another thing we can do as women is encourage our children, boys and girls, slow the hell down. Slow the hell down. And remember that sex makes people. It is a sacred thing. It is a sacred thing. And if somebody rapes you, nothing was taken from you or ruined. You need a good shower, a DNA kit, a lot of cops, a lawyer, and nail the motherfucker. That's what you need, but you're fine. You'll be fine. And we'll work on that, separating the past from the present, next week. Linda Kay Gifford signing out.